how to be financially free from 0 to 100 crores before you turn 50. In this year, we are going to talk about how you, as an individual, can transform your retirement through a certain set of planning. So, how do you define your FIRE number? FIRE number is the number wherein you find out the corpus you need at the time of retirement. Now, let's suppose you have a monthly expenditure of around 1 lakh rupees. And in order to retire, you need at least 10 crores by the time you turn 50 years of age. In this example, let us take 3% of safe withdrawal and multiply the annual expenses at 33. We all know that India has a higher inflation rate and a low debt return. So we'll take 3% of withdrawal rate. We'll target the corpus, that is annual expense, into 33. So let's suppose you have an annual expense of 10 lakh rupees per year. So you would be requiring around 3.3 crores at the age 50 so that you can retire. So what do you do? What do you target from today so that you reach your corpus target? Well, this is something which is very, very important. We need to understand that in order to reach a certain corpus, you need to have a certain amount of investment. You need to prioritize to save first and spend later. That too from today. For example, if I start saving from my income and increase every year my saving by just 10% or 20%, I would be able to achieve my FIRE numbers. So whatever income you get, do the saving first, and whatever is remaining to the expense, start saving 20% of the income and increase 10% every few years. Automate your investment so that money is saved before spending. Use remaining funds for guilt-free discretionary spending. Once you develop this habit and behavior, you will reduce the overspending temptation. It is critical for mid-career savers balancing rising expenses. You also need to use home loan overdraft as an opportunity fund. This is an important facility given to home buyers, wherein a certain amount of fund can be used as to park your extra savings. And on that, you will get a certain amount of rate of interest benefit. Another important factor for you to get to a corpus of around 10 crores is patience. The first 10 years are very crucial because after that, the multiplication starts to happen. If you can hit 1 crores in 11 years, then you can grow another 10 crores in just 12 more years. So just realize the importance of the first 1 crore. It took 11 years for you to get to 1 crore, and the another 10 crore you just started in 12 more years. So your acceleration drivers are the compounding on larger base, salary growth, savings rate rising from 20 to 60%. So what are mid-career savers? We need to expect slow early growth, plan for long-term consistency, commit to investing across market cycles to fully harness compounding. Your focus should be towards making wealth through realistic expectations, increasing your savings, and giving more time for law of compounding to take place. Also, building a rational and a conservative portfolio helps you to reach out your fire target. If you have 85% of equity in your portfolio, split it in 55% direct stocks and 45% mutual funds. 10% should be debt, and 5% to 10% can be given to gold for diversification. Accumulate 70 to 80% of equity. Shift gradually to 60% of equity. Maintain 5 to 10% gold throughout. You need to track your annual equity and debt blend. This is how you're going to create a portfolio. Also, doing deep research and conviction in investing will take you milestones. Try to give yourself time, learn to study annual reports, investor calls, and products before buying. Buy only what you understand. Do not invest in something which you have never heard about. Also, hold your investments in products which you believe is going to stay strong. Your long-term conviction always pays wealth. Avoid behavioral mistake and research thoroughly. Also, we have seen many a times people get attached to certain amount or certain products of investments. Do not get loyal to losing investments. If you see a stock or a mutual fund losing the fundamentals, that is the revenue, the margin, and the management is giving red flags, plan to exit from it. Recognize behavioral traps such as your post to attachment ego that keeps you holding that share. You need to act decisively. Also, you need to follow certain principles of bringing mutual funds under your portfolio. For examples, funds ranked by 10-year returns. Pick 3 risk adjusted metrics once you're deciding which mutual fund to buy. That is Sharpe ratio, alpha and beta. That is the flexibility, the returns, and the volatility of mutual funds. Also, you can filter by expense and stability of the funds. And then the first 25% of the funds you can select to make it in your portfolio. So you must have seen, to reach your fire number, it's all about mindset and behavior. Once you have control over it, you'll be able to achieve your goals in life.